Spoilers. 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 I like that word.
I thought you might.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another update of my Master's Incarnations fan theory. If you haven't seen the previous parts of this theory, there are links in the description and in the pinned comment, so be sure to check those out first. So in part 1 of this theory, I spoke about how my own personal headcanon idea is that from the Child War Master to Missy is in fact the Master's third regeneration cycle. However, this now seems to have been proved wrong, and recent evidence seems to conclusively show that the new series masters follow on from McQueen's second regeneration cycle. As previously mentioned in part 1 of this theory, in the Big Finish story The Eyes of the Master, he implies that the Time Lords saved him from his body hopping predicament, and also hinting that the Time Lords were preparing him for something, i.e. the Time War. After this, my theory stated that the Time Lords would have wanted him to last as long as possible in the Time War as a warrior, and so when he became the War Child Master, they would have resurrected him with another full regeneration cycle. However, in the Big Finish story The Devil You Know from the Gallifrey Time War series that was recently released, it is heavily implied that McQueen's Master was the resurrection made in preparation for the Time War.
War has changed us all, Romana. For better and worse.
And the Master?
I fear the worst.
I see.
Romana, please. He is not to be trusted. The Time War has given him purpose.
You gave him purpose, Narvin. You and the CIA. For precisely this kind of eventuality.
Things were different then. He was different.
And in more recent evidence, the book The Missy Chronicles has Missy implying/stating that she is the 19th incarnation of the Master. In one paragraph, she lists off her life cycle. Now, I've done my best to lay out and colour code this paragraph so it's easier to understand. So first of all, we have the first Master, who was the Child Master seen in Sound of the Drums, but also James Dreyfus's Master from the First Doctor Adventures. Then we have Masters 2 to 11. Then we come to the 12th Master, who was Roger Delgado's incarnation. The 13th Master is the decayed Pratt and Beavers, who then spent some time body hopping. Now also, as a quick side note, the reason for the differing appearances between Pratt and Beavers has been addressed in the Big Finish story Trail of the White Worm, in which the 4th Doctor notes how less putrescent the Master looks than when they last met.
You become less and less amusing with age, Doctor. The oldest clown in the circus.
Hello, Master. You're looking well. Putrescence has cleared up a treat. What's the secret?
This harkens back to the Deadly Assassin, where, as the Doctor theorised, the Master seemingly absorbed some energy from the Eye of Harmony through the Sash of Rassilon.
Oh, but if by some miracle he survived the fall into that chasm, he was dying anyway.
There was a good deal of power coming out of that monolith, and the sash would have helped him to convert it.
I was suggesting he survived.
I hope not, Spandrel.
So in essence, this confirms Pratt and Beaver's portrayals to be one and the same incarnations. Anyway, next we have Anthony Ainley and his stolen body. After this, we have the 14th Master, who is the Sun Master, who regenerated from the stolen Ainley body, although this body later fails, reverting back to the failing Ainley body, and when he loses this too, he becomes decayed again and continues body hopping. It is during this second lot of body hopping that the events of the TV movie and other expanded media take place. Then we have the 15th Master, who is Alexander McQueen, being the first in the Master's second regeneration cycle, having been saved from his body hopping predicament by the Time Lords. The 16th incarnation is the Child War Master, who fought alongside the War Doctor. The 17th Master is Jacoby's War Master. The 18th Master is John Sims' Saxon Master, and so finally that makes Missy the 19th incarnation of the Master. Whilst this does leave some points up to debate, most notably after using the Tsunites to remove the Traconite DNA from his body, it was implied that the Master's Ainley body became fully Time Lord, allowing him to regenerate. However, it could also be argued that it simply gave him the ability to regenerate out of a stolen body and into one that was fully Time Lord, in this case the Tsun Master. Also, this paragraph does leave out the second part of the stolen bodies between the Tsun and McQueen Masters. As previously discussed, when the Tsunites fail, he loses the Tsun body and reverts back to the failing Ainley body, and after he loses this to the Warp Core, he ends up reverting back to the decayed form, and once again in his decayed form reverts back to body hopping until he is saved by the Time Lords and given a new regeneration cycle, which leads to McQueen's Master. And as I said, it is during this second lot of body hopping that events such as the TV movie and other expanded media take place. Regardless of all of this, however, the implication is that McQueen's Master and the new series Masters all form part of the Master's second regeneration cycle, and as such my original headcanon idea of the new series Masters being a third cycle has now been proved wrong. But once again, I'm actually glad about this because it means we finally get more official coverage regarding what has been an often debated point. That being said, however, if Big Finish ever decide to regenerate McQueen's Master and introduce more incarnations, well, we may have to come back to this. But for now, that brings to a close another fan theories and hopefully the last part to the update of this fan theory. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. And be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. There is an exclusive webcomic and rewards for people who support it, and the funding generated by my Patreon helps me fund future videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.